we're talking all about travel essentials. One item that I recommend primarily for airplane travel is going to be some over-the-ear noise canceling headphones. I have the Bose Quiet Comfort wireless headphones, and these things kind of changed my life. For a long time, I was just using AirPods, and it's always a little stressful using AirPods on an airplane because if you drop one and lose it, you're not gonna be able to find it. One of the reasons I was like a little unsure about getting them is because I was afraid that they would kind of hurt my ears. They're actually super comfortable. I wear them when editing, and I've worn them for like 5 hours straight, and I don't see any discomfort with these. They do retail for about $250, so they're a little pricey. They have a couple different modes, so you can have a quiet or aware mode. The aware mode is really nice when you want to still pay attention to announcements and kind of see what's going on around you still, but the quiet mode is really good when you just don't want to be bothered. Obviously, some noise is still gonna trickle through, but so far I really like them, and I really wish I would have bought these several years ago. The next travel essential I would always recommend is going to be a nice set of packing cubes. I personally am pro packing cube. I tried these out and I absolutely love the separation that they create in my bags. I just use the Amazon Basics packing cubes. These are super affordable. They come in a couple different colors and sizes, so I think they're a great option to start out if you don't want to spend some big money on such a simple item. One of my favorite things to use my packing cubes for is to pack an extra set of clothes and put that in my personal item when I'm on the plane. That way, if anything ever happened to my luggage or anything, I still have a full set of clothes. Even though I never really check bags, I do have a carry-on that I'll put in the overhead bin, but I've read horror stories about people who've like spilt stuff on themselves, or God forbid, somebody got thrown up on once, and that is just literally a horror story to me. So having an extra set of clothes to change into is very nice. You never know when you might need it. This next item is kind of tagging along with packing cubes, but that's just having multiple bags for separation. I usually keep several bags in my personal item that have a couple different things in them. I'll usually have a bag that just has chargers, hand sanitizer, hand wipes, and things like that. And then I'll have another bag for maybe like some personal lady items, and then another bag for lip gloss, lotion, and other items that I would like to have quick access to. I'm a bag person. I just need all the bags. I think if you are able to separate your items like that and just delegate certain bags for certain things, you have such an easier time finding what you need, especially in the midst of a busy travel day. One item that I always bring with me no matter what is going to be an external power bank. I have the Anker PowerCore 10,000, which retails for about 26 bucks on Amazon. I have one for both my husband and I, so I make sure that we bring at least one each, and then I actually have a third that I take with me sometimes as well. This is great because it can be used to charge your phone, Kindle, iPad, any electronics that you have. You just never know if you're gonna have an outlet on the plane, or if you're gonna be somewhere where maybe you don't have access to power. It's definitely charged all the devices that I've needed it to, and I like that it's fairly compact and doesn't take up too much space. The next travel essential I will always recommend is having some form of entertainment. Whether you're driving across the country or you're taking a 10-hour flight, you need something to keep your mind occupied in the meantime. One of my favorite things to do is to bring my Nintendo Switch so I can play Legend of Zelda or Animal Crossing. Whatever floats your boat, definitely just make sure that you are planning ahead for that. I take my Kindle as well sometimes if I'm reading through a series, so this is a great option if you're a reader, and I never have to worry about my Kindle dying because I have my power bank. You can also download podcasts or movies to your phone, or just bring another form of entertainment that you know is going to keep you occupied. Another item I would recommend is some sort of warm but compact jacket. I've talked about this before, but I have the Patagonia Nano Puff jacket, and I love it because of how compact it will get. This is what the jacket looks like when it's in its compact form. Super small, it can fit in any kind of carry-on. This is the jacket when it's all unraveled. I like it, it's stylish, it's sleek. I got a neutral color, so it'll go with everything, and this thing will keep you warm. If I'm on an an airplane, I'm usually wearing a jacket already, but I'll take my Nano Puff and just wrap it around my legs, and it keeps me nice and toasty when it gets chilly in there. I did get mine used. I was able to cut quite a bit off the cost of it just by going to the Warrenwear website. I think I saved probably $100 at the end of it, and even though it was used, I thought it was brand new. I couldn't really tell the difference. Anytime I go somewhere, I think it is so important for me to have access to fingernail clippers. I have this cute little travel case. You can go on Amazon and search for like nail clipper cases. I personally really like this case because it's so small and compact. It has multiple items in here, so we have some nail clippers, a file, and just some items like that. I feel like this is something that gets overlooked a lot. Tweezers especially come in handy, whether you're using them for personal beauty reasons or if you get a splinter. I just feel like you never know when you're gonna need tweezers or nail clippers, and if you don't have them, it's like the most miserable experience. For anyone who wears makeup, I highly recommend investing in a quality cosmetics case. So this is the case that I bought from Calpac. This is a small clear cosmetics case, and I got mine in the color Stone. I thought it was a pretty nice neutral color and that it would pretty much go with everything. I like that it's clear so I can see which sides I have which items on, and it makes me feel just a little bit more organized to know where things are at. I think it's pretty cool. It has a nice zip feature here, so you can see the separation. It's actually two different sides, and you can put your tools on one side and then your cosmetics on another side. So far, I really like it. I feel like the plastic is hard enough to offer some protection for all of my cosmetics, so all of my powders can stay safe and I don't have to worry so much about them getting smashed in transit. Obviously, if you don't wear makeup, then this is not going to be relevant to you. However, I do use this case interchangeably with toiletry items. I'll put all of my shower items and hair care items in here as well. I think I'll probably invest in two, so I can have one for cosmetics and one for toiletries. The next item that I would recommend always having, no matter how you're traveling, is some sort of reusable water bottle. I am so adamant that I will never depend on anybody else for water. It's something so important and so vital, and I just don't trust that I'll be in a situation where I can get a bottled water if I actually need it. That's why I always take my own water with me. If I'm flying, then just make sure to go through TSA with an empty bottle and then fill it up afterwards. I like the Hydro Flask 16 ounce. I find that this is a pretty good size for me. I have used this in all sorts of situations and I've never experienced any leaks with it. I also have some Takia water bottles, and even though I really like them, sometimes the inner seal will leak and then I get water all over me when I'm drinking. I've never had an issue with the Hydro Flask leaking, and the seal has always stayed tight and waterproof for me. I will say this thing is also super durable. This is made out of stainless steel, and I have dropped this several times. I can see that there's like a little dent here at the bottom. These things are really, really tough, so if you're a little clumsy or a little rough on your things, this is probably gonna be able to withstand that. One travel item I always make sure I bring with me is gonna be a couple contact cases. I use these to hold things like face lotion, sunscreen, face wash, anything like that where I don't wanna decant that into a smaller container. I just put into a contact lens case. I always find that it's the perfect amount for about a week's trip, and I don't usually go anywhere longer than a week anyway. I've also flown with these before and I never have any issues with leakage, so it's super good if you have a lot of skincare items that you need to bring but you don't have as much space, especially if you're not checking a bag. If you do a lot of hiking or you just tend to go through some remote areas, I would highly recommend getting a satellite phone. I have the Garmin InReach Mini 2. I've definitely gone on some pretty intense hiking trips and I didn't have a satellite phone, and after that I told myself I really had to just spend the money to get one. You do have to have a Garmin subscription to use this, and it is going to be about $15 per month. I like the InReach Mini because of how small it is. This is something I can just clip on my fanny pack, my bag, or my backpack. It's not bulky and it doesn't take up extra space. We have actually used this before. It is a little bit on the slow side to go through everything, but again, for the peace of mind, I think that it's priceless to have a satellite phone. Those are some of my favorite travel essentials essentials, and obviously it's gonna depend person to person, but maybe I hit on something that you love. If I did mention one of your favorite items, I would love to hear about it in the comments below. Or if you have an item that you want to shout out, definitely share that as well. I love learning about new travel gear. I've also made several pack with me videos for multiple national parks, so if you're looking for a little more inspiration, definitely don't hesitate to check those out. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.